All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third press conference. Today, we are joined by Jesse Vash of Team Secret, Redgar from Team Liquid, Bone Cold of Team Vitality, and SK Rossi of Global Esports. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are going to start with questions that were pre-submitted by our media. First question goes to SK Rossi from Sportskita Kushal. After playing Duelist for over 2 years, you've shifted to the role of initiator for your team. How have you adjusted to this new playstyle?
From asking my players to break recon from being the guy who will break recon and recon now. It feels all right. It's like new challenge for me, and it's like a reset for my entire thing because all these two years I've been playing only duelist. Now it's a new role. I have to learn a lot of new things about initiator. Calming myself down, not to give up my life easily in the game, like not taking unnecessary duels or not taking risks. So yeah, it's been hard in the beginning stages, but we have a really good coaching staff and players who help me to develop as a really good initiator. I've been still working on that, but yeah, I think time by time I'll get better at this role and dominate.
Awesome. Thank you. Next question is to Redgar from Adarsh at Sportskita. You come from a roster where every single teammate spoke the native language. How do you think your transition to a multinational roster like Team Liquid will affect your role as the IGL, considering you and Nats are the only Russian players?
I don't think that there is a problem because I know how to speak on English and he knows also. And our communication, like sometimes at the beginning you have some problems like to find out what do we mean and to see. But right now we understand pretty clear what are we thinking and what we want to do. So it's pretty simple, like just need the time to adapt to that.
Thank you. And next question goes to Jesse Vash from Sportskita Adarsh. Which team from NA or EU are you looking forward to playing against the most?
I don't have any specific teams actually. For me, playing against NA and EU team is one of my goal because I also want to prove that we from APAC also can win against these NA and EU teams because normally people always underestimate APAC teams.
Thank you. Next question goes to Redgar from the Spike GG NK. It's been a while since we've seen you and Nats on the stage. How excited are you to finally be competing, and how easy or hard was it to switch to comms in English?
I think it was like pretty exciting to play with the new roster, the new team. I think for every team who is here, it's pretty exciting because we didn't play for the 6 months, if I'm correct, or maybe someone like less. And it's really important to find out in the new meta, new rosters, like new players, and I'm really excited to play it. Like also Nats, I think he's also excited with these emotions.
Thank you. And then last of the submitted questions goes to SK Rossi from Sportskita Kushal. You played with the same group of players for the majority of your Valorant career. Coming into a 7-man roster like the current Global Esports, how difficult was it to build team chemistry considering all your teammates are from various parts of the world?
It was hard initially because I was emotionally connected to my previous team, and now teams are like the players are from different teams, different regions, and it was hard for me as well to play from India because of the ping and not being with the team in Korea, team bonding and stuff. But like I said, like all the players and the coaching staff, they're like very kind. They always help. They always talk. We always take fun while in practice. So initial stages, it was hard. And then after games, days after days, I think we gelled up pretty good. And now after coming to Brazil, we're all together finally, meeting them in person is like really nice. And all of them are like very humble and they're very friendly. So it's been pretty easy for me.
Thank you. We'll now be switching to questions from remote media. If you'd like to ask a question, please use the Zoom hand raise feature. First question comes from Alan.
Yeah, so this is a question for Bunko. Yeah. Hi, Bunko.
Hello.
Hello. So you and Vitality joined some off-season event, right? So you show some appearance in that, but I couldn't call that very perfect. So how much do you think you and your team improved after that?
So for the Red Bull home grounds, we had a solid like a 1 month of practice where we like only like laid down like the foundation. We were still figuring like our roles in the team, and like we got that finished for Red Bull, and now we had like a month and a half of like non-stop practice. So we've been just like laying down like different things, different comps like on the table. So like going into this tournament, I'm very.
Question is to Rossi. First of all, best of luck for the upcoming games. Can't wait for you to pop up on the global stage. I'm really excited. And my question is, like you mentioned, it was difficult for you to create that chemistry with the team in early stages, and you guys are meeting, for the first time IRL in Brazil. And while on the other side, other teams have been practicing together at one place for months now. And do you think that it will affect the team performance in the tournament overall, or you guys have created that synergy that is required to beat the tough teams coming into the competition?
I think synergy-wise, other teams might have an advantage, but I didn't see any difference. Like how to say, all our practice games, even when I was playing from India, like all our scrims are doing pretty well, and we are like just making some mistakes in game. But synergy-wise, I think we are doing okay, even if we are not like playing from online. It didn't bother us at all, unless the ping, of course. And yeah, it was pretty good. And playing in Brazil now, we are in the same room practicing from a couple of days. I think we're doing pretty good. It's the synergy is like not bothering us all. I mean, we're doing pretty good. Yeah.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Next question from Elizabeth.
Hi, my question is for Rossi. First off, I have many fans in chat right now who have stayed up to watch you. So they say hello, and they're supporting you. They told me to say GE fighting. So they're but my question for you is that we've seen you play a lot of chamber pre-nerf. The last match I could find of yours was November 25th of 2022. With your 7-man roster, especially with 3 of your teammates specializing in the duelist role, how does that affect your agent distribution and roles?
I mean, I cannot be a one trick pony, right? And nobody can just use one agent, or nobody can stick to one role. Given that Valorant is changing every day, every season, and every update, you need to be like versatile. So I'm focusing on building myself as a player who is ready to play any agent, any type of roles, or adapting to any kind of situations thrown at me. I think that is what I'm focusing on, and it did affect a lot in the beginning, like I said, but I've been developing the skills for my role now, and I'm playing a lot of other agents. Before I used to just play like Jet and Chamber. Now I'm exploring a lot of other agents, and I've been given time to learn, and also a lot of help by the coaching staff. They're providing everything they can for me to get better at it. And yeah, I mean, I just want to be like, I just want to be a player who can play everything and get better at everything. That's the goal. I don't want to be stuck at one agent or one role. So yeah, we're doing good on that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. GE fighting.
Thank you. Next question from Solgi at VLR at Blix GG.
Hello, I have 2 questions. This first question is for Jesse Vash. So first off, for you, Rossi, specifically, since you're like this sort of icon in India and you're like the sole Indian player playing on the starting 5, how does it feel to have like this sort of burden, the weight of all of India on your shoulders?
It feels really good, to be honest. A lot of people, like, I get this question a lot, like, there's a lot of pressure on you. There are a lot of people expecting from you. I'm like, no, this is a really good chance for me. Let's say like there's like 10,000 people watching me. They want me to perform good, and if I perform good, it's a really good. It's good for me, and it's a really good boom for Indian esports if I perform good on international stages, because nobody has ever done it, let alone play on an international stage. So I take that as a lot of confidence and a lot of pride in me. Like, okay, there's so many people watching me now. I need to perform good. It's not pressure. It just, I take it in a good way to become a superstar. If I play well, I'm a superstar. Yeah. So no pressure. All good.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. GE fighting.
Thank you. GE fighting.
Thank you. And moving forward, please ask 1 question per 1 hand raise, just for the interest of time. Next question from Arnab.
Hi, Rossi. First of all the best for your upcoming matches. I just wanted to ask, recently we got to know that Ronsky will not be joining you guys in Brazil. Does this has hampered your game plan or the team or something like this, or and how you guys are approaching this situation?
Vronsky had some personal problems, outside the game. So it's sad for us that he's not here, and it does impact us. But when we practice, it's not like if Vronsky is playing, we just go out of a computer, right? We keep watching the games regardless of who's playing or who's not playing. Whereas someone when roster, and we just watch each and every scrim. So we know what Vronsky's role is, what his agent is, what does he do in game. So we just have to, practice that with the team and build that synergy back again. Of course, it does affect us, but it's like Vronsky has played like, let's say 20 maps, and the new guy has to cover up that 20 maps as well to get on the same level or better. So it just takes them some, extra time, but we can cover it up for him, like whatever roles or whatever agency was playing. I think other players can pick it up because we're always watching, we're always discussing together, we're always in the server together, Discord, everything basically. So it does affect us, but it's just matter of time to get back at it. Yeah.
Thank you.
you.
Also, G fighting.
Keep fighting.
Thank you. Next question comes from Brandon at Esports GG.
Thank you very much. This is also for SK Rossi. Got a lot of people in the chat here for me as well at about 3:30 a.m. India time watching. So my question kind of follows up on all the roster questions that you had. We see a couple of teams with larger rosters going into the Champions Tour this year, kind of like Evil Geniuses and then Global Esports. My question for you is, how do the other players that are kind of brought in as substitutes fit in? Are they more for practice, more just to kind of be ready to jump in, like in a situation where Ronsky might not be able to come? What are their roles when they're not, performing with the starting roster?
It's all about being ready, knowing about every agent. Like, let's say if a guy is not playing and he will watch the game. If he's not on the starting, playing fire on that scrim, he just watches every game and keep giving inputs on what can be better, what can be, what mistakes we are doing, and also watch all the roles of other players. So if anything bad happens, he can just jump in and he knows what's the plan, what we're gonna do, and it's for that. And yeah, pretty much it. Like, we're always together, no matter who's playing, who's not playing. We're always together. Everybody knows what's going to happen in game. Everybody knows what's the thing. Yeah. So the fundamentals won't change. The plans won't change. It's just a player changing another player. That's it. Everything's going to remain same. Yeah.
Thank you. Next question comes from Vincent.
Thank you very much. Representing the German Referee Foundation, this is going to Redgar. Redgar.
This question is for Rossi again. Rossi mentioned that you are now shifting to support agents. I have a question on that. Do you think you will still be able to play as aggressively as you used to be with duelists, or the game plan has changed a bit?
Role-wise, I need to fulfill my role. It's not like I can play on aim based. It's more about preferring utility over peeking alone by myself. But the game plan, apart from the game plan, I think when it comes to clutch situations or any other situation that are not planned, I think that's where my inner duelists come to life and just pop off. But other than that, yeah, in the initial stages, I was just dry peeking stuff, just like how I used to do in duelists. It was just in my, it's like a tendency after playing like 2 years of duelists, it just comes within of if I see enemy, just take straight up duels. But yeah, that was like costing us a lot of rounds, and it's a mistake doing from my role. But yeah, I think the first job or the first mission is to fulfill the team needs as an initiator, and then just go crazy.
Awesome. Also, Whitey or Spotify?
Sorry, Spotify.
Kidding.
We can have a debate later.
Kidding. Yeah, sure. When we meet, definitely.
Thank you. Next question from Arnab.
My question is for Bongold.
Hi, my question is also for Jesse Vash. I had a question about Warbirds and how that has been having Warbirds come in as your head Valorant coach and how that adjustment has been, and any what he has brought to the team that has been different.
I think Warbirds help us a lot about structure, is to be more structured team because our strategy before are pretty more chaotic, I think. So yeah, I think it helps a lot. He help us a lot, like how the NA teams normally do things. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good. Best of luck.
Thank you. Next question from Vincent.
Thank you very much. It's me again. It's towards Bonecold this time around. Bonecold, you have showed us some, let's say, very interesting and intriguing compositions from time to time, like a harbor, for example, on Breeze. The map doesn't exist, but you get the point. Can you give us a little bit of a tease or tell us if you and Sela have also thought of such fantastic compositions once more?
Thank you for the question. For sure, like from Red Bull to like this moment, we have been cooking up a little bit before coming into this tournament. I can say like with my heart that there is like a little spice coming into this tournament, but sadly I cannot leak it before the games. But yeah, we are ready to like show something nice for this tournament.
Thank you, Chef Bonecold.
No problem.
Thank you. Next question from George Geddes.
Hi, yes. I just want to say hello to everyone. Redgar, absolutely massive. You've been hitting the gym. Mad respect, gotta say.
Thank you.
My question is for Bonecold. So I have a question about obviously, if we go into your history a little bit, you won champions. Obviously, probably one of the biggest feats you can do in Valorant, itself. And obviously now with Vitality, you've changed players, obviously, completely new team, new atmosphere, that kind of stuff. With Vitality, do you believe that you have what it takes to win another championship?
I'd say with the chemistry that like we've been building on, and especially something that Salah has been bringing a lot to the team, where like he brings this like togetherness a lot. Like he's what is it? He's like he loves to have like everyone around, like everybody, like being like really nice to each other, and on top of that, bringing like a ton of structure. So what I bring from like my previous teams is like a lot of like explosiveness in the moment, chaotic calls. Salah brings like the counterpart where it's like very structured, and we've been like extremely good at like mixing it up. And I'm gonna say that like we're not looking to have like a super high peak, because the year in the franchising is going to be super long. So we're gonna pace ourselves, but for sure, like when it's going to be like later in the year, like we are going to be ready. Like with this team, we're going to be like contenders for champions.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thanks, George.
Thank you. And the final question will go to Rohan from Esports GG.
Hello, my question is for Edgar. You obviously were with Gambit and M3C later for a very long period of time.